Hi there! In this video, we will discuss the summary of the 34th chapter of El Filibusterismo, or The Reign of Greed, written by Dr. Jose Rizal, titled The Wedding. We will also study the important events, characters, settings, and lessons found in this chapter. Listen and watch carefully, as you will learn a lot from this historical work by Rizal. Let's begin. The story begins with Basilio walking along the street, wondering how to spend his time before the terrible event he was anticipating. It was only 7 in the evening, and he had nowhere to stay since it was vacation time, and most students had gone back to their hometowns. Isagani was the only student left in Manila, but he was also nowhere to be found, and no one knew where he was. Basilio had no money, carried nothing but a revolver, and his mind was filled with thoughts of the disaster that Simun's lamp would bring. As he walked, Basilio imagined the people ahead of him as if they had no heads. He, hungry and penniless, pictured himself as a feared figure that night, transforming from a poor student and servant into a powerful person who dictated laws while standing atop pyramids of corpses. He smiled at the thought and touched his revolver. Suddenly, he wondered where the tragedy would begin. He hadn't asked Simun, but Simun had warned him to stay away from Calle and Loa Gay. He recalled that when he went to Captain Tiago's house after being released from prison, he saw preparations there for Juanito Pelayas's wedding. He noticed carriages passing by, full of people, and in one carriage, he saw Juanito with Paulita Gomez, dressed in her white wedding gown. Basilio was shocked and remembered Isagani. He thought about how kind and generous his friend was. He considered warning Isagani about Simun's plan, but realized Isagani would never take part in such violence. As he pondered his fate, Basilio saw Simon carrying the lamp, wrapped and riding in a carriage headed to Calle on Loa Gay. He recognized the driver, Sino, who had once taken him to San Diego. Basilio realized that everything would happen there, so he headed to Calle on Loa Gay. When Basilio arrived at Captain Tiago's house, he saw it filled with guests, lights, and lavish decorations. Don Timoteo Pelayas, Juanito's father, was hosting a grand celebration for his son's wedding to the wealthy Paulita Gomez. He had renovated the house, replacing all of Captain Tiago's old belongings with expensive furniture that seemed to come from Europe. The wedding was a grand display of success for Don Timoteo. He believed the lamp Simon gave was just a luxurious gift, unaware that it would cause a terrible disaster. While everyone was busy celebrating, Basilio secretly watched, knowing that the tragedy caused by Simun's lamp was imminent. Now, let's move on to the important events in this chapter. Basilio is walking on the street, thinking about how to spend his time before the expected tragedy caused by Simun's lamp. He saw Juanito Pelayas and Paulita Gomez in a carriage, with Paulita wearing her wedding gown, and thought about how Isagani might feel hurt upon learning about their wedding. Basilio wondered where the disaster would start, and remembered Simun's warning to avoid Calle on Loa Gay, where the wedding and celebration were taking place at Captain Tiago's house. On his way to Calle on Loa Gay, Basilio saw Simon carrying the lamp and riding a carriage, realizing the tragedy would happen there. When Basilio arrives at Captain Tiago's house, he sees the grand wedding of Juanito and Paulita, filled with lavish decorations and preparations. He secretly watches over the impending tragedy caused by Simun's lamp, unaware to the guests of the looming disaster. Important characters. Basilio, the central character of the chapter, filled with thoughts of anger and sorrow as he awaited the tragedy caused by Simun's lamp. Simun, the mastermind behind the plan to use the lamp as part of his revenge. He delivered the lamp to the wedding, unaware by others of the danger it carried. Isagani, Basilio's friend, absent in this chapter, but mentioned as someone Basilio considered warning about the plan. Known for his kindness and upright character. Don Timoteo Pelayas, Juanito's father, hosting a grand wedding at Captain Tiago's house. He thought the lamp from Simun was a generous gift. Paulita Gomez, the beautiful bride marrying Juanito Pelayas, previously Isagani's lover, and the cause of his heartbreak. Juanito Pelayas, the groom marrying Paulita Gomez, Don Timoteo's son, celebrating a wealthy and prestigious marriage. Let us now proceed to the setting of this chapter. The events in this chapter take place at Captain Tiago's house on Calle Anloa Gay. Here are some of the lessons, messages, or implications shown in this chapter. Revenge and anger lead to destruction, not only for enemies but also for innocent people. Decisions based on hatred can result in outcomes far worse than expected. Wealth and power are meaningless if obtained through dishonesty or harm. Joy and celebration born of riches can hide impending disaster, especially when rooted in corruption or evil. Compassion and concern for others are essential. Basilio's concern for Isagani reflects the value of friendship and morality, even in the face of great challenges. And that concludes the 34th chapter of El Filibusterismo, titled The Wedding. What have you learned from this chapter? Share your answers in the comments. We also encourage you to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with our future videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.